Hey guys, today we're going to finish some notes on 2.7. This is just how to do the two basic types of homework assignment that you're going to get. You're going to get two different problems sets. This first set where we have an equation, we're trying to create the graph. So we're going to take a look at, say, question number 11. It's a pretty good one. And when we do, we first want to look by finding the vertex. Okay, that is the tip in the bottom of the V, or top of the V if it's upside down. And the way we find that is by always switching the sign of the value grouped with x. And since we have x plus 1 here, the x-coordinate of our vertex would be a -1. Again, we always switch that sign. And then we take the sign of whatever number is added or subtracted at the end. In this case, it is -6. Now, if you have something like number 8, where there's not a number in the value with x, or a value added or subtracted at the end, those default to 0. So if you ever can't find a number in the position they're supposed to be, we go back to 0. Okay, and so that tells me right now when I go to produce my graph that at -1, -6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm going to have a dot that's going to be the bottom of my vertex. The second thing I need to do is find the slope. Well, this number out in front gives me the slope of the right-hand side. Now, it's nice to have some sort of a fraction, so I'm going to make that 2 over 1. That would tell me to go up 2 and over 1. That would put me right there on the axis. I'm going to have to go 1 the other way for the left. So the left is just a mirror image of what we have on the right. So remember, I went up 2 to the right one and up 2 to the left one in order to create this vertex and the absolute value graph that we just created. So that's what we're going to be doing. I do expect you to state the vertex explicitly somewhere in the problem. You need to either say this is the vertex or you can label it down here. But I need the vertex to be very clear when we talk about these kinds of graphs. The second type of problem is where you're going to be given a graph and be asked to find the formula. And we do it essentially the same way. Let's look at number 20. Actually, let's look at, no, we're going to do 20. We're going to do 20 right here. First thing we want to do is identify the vertex, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it looks like 2. So my vertex on number 20 is 5, 2. Well, as I build this equation, y equals, I'll leave a space for an absolute value of x. Now, I either want this to have a plus or a minus, and then I need one of these two numbers. Well, remember the x term is always what's grouped with x, so I want to put the 5 here. But I need to decide, is it plus 5 or minus 5? The rule is that whatever sign exists in this grouping, the opposite sign occurs in the vertex. Since the vertex is at +5, I need to have a -5 here. Now that isn't the same case with the y value. We call this the k of the vertex. That number goes out just the way it is. If it's negative, I write minus. If it's positive, I write plus. And since this is a +2, I'm just going to write +2. Now this will be a graph in this location, but it doesn't necessarily mean I have the slope correct. So now I need to come up with the slope. Well, remember that even though this is up 2 and backwards 1, that would be a slope of -2. I'm only focused on the slope of the right-hand side, which would be up 2 to the right 1. So this slope is a +2. So yeah, there's a slope on the left and a slope on the right, but when it comes to the equation, it's always the slope on the right. So I'm going to put a 2 here. This equation is the equation of the graph on number 20. Well guys, that's what our homework is. We're going to draw some graphs and then we're going to create some equations. It's a pretty simple assignment. You'll finish it in class, but if you have questions, this is a good video to kind of give you some support, or reach out to me next time in class. All right, good luck.